Hey, so at the end of my last video, I said I was going to make a new video talking more about why the central concept of like Esther Hicks and the law of attraction is feeling good and why that is important. In the Neville Goddard community, definitely, a lot of people just hate that idea, which I think I understand and I want to speak to that. But they're all like, no, you don't have to feel good to manifest stuff. And for the most part, I think that's kind of true in a way. You don't have to feel really good about everything. You don't have to actually be feeling good at all in order to manifest something very good in your life. You know, most of the things that people are here on YouTube or wherever looking to address are things they have a problem manifesting. And most of the people that are like, I've manifested something good in my life even when I felt like total shit, they weren't struggling to manifest that thing. That thing just kind of manifested. And we don't know all the ins and outs of how exactly this stuff works. And obviously you don't always have to be feeling good to manifest stuff. But I will say this. I think when you get to the point where you are intentionally, deliberately trying to create something that has been eluding you, that's where I think this feeling good thing is you probably are going to have to figure out how to do that, because you're not manifesting that thing automatically, naturally, with the way you're currently feeling. Something's going to have to shift. And something's going to have to shift enough and consistently enough for a different reality to manifest for you. And so, I wanted to just address this feeling good thing. Number one, pretty much the only reason that anybody wants to manifest anything is so that they can feel good. So, and you know, as Neville Goddard says, the feeling is the secret. And the whole idea with manifestation is the feeling preceding the manifestation. The intention preceding the manifestation, not using the outer condition, the outer manifestation, in order to generate that feeling. Doing it in the reverse order, right? Generating the feeling in order to manifest the outer reality. You're already, like, the base premise is already essentially, it's not saying feel good, but it is saying feel, you know, the Neville Goddard base premise is saying feel the state of the wish fulfilled, which translates to feel good about the thing you're going to get. It doesn't mean feel like shit, but feel like you already have the thing, because why would you want to generate why would you want to manifest something other than to improve your experience? I don't know. This all seems pretty clear to me, but I think a big part of the reason that people rail against this idea of feeling good in order to manifest is because they feel like shit, and the idea of feeling good is really foreign. And the only way they think they're going to feel good is to manifest that thing that they think is going to make them feel good. Which is sadly probably not the case. Because often you manifest an outer thing, you get it, and you get a little thrill, you know, you get a couple days worth of happiness out of that thing, and then the exact same state you were in before descends upon you. The state of unfulfillment, there's a void, depression, whatever it is that you're currently dealing with, it just comes right back, and then you say, well, that outer condition didn't fix this, so it must have been the wrong outer condition. I need to get something else to fix this. When Esther Hicks says things like, you know, feel good, try to feel better, reach for a better feeling thought, I just think a lot of people can't hear what she's saying about that, because they immediately think that, and it feels disgusting, you know, to think this. They feel that they have to go from where they are right now, whatever low state they're in right now, they have to go from that to feeling good, which is nearly impossible. And or they think that feel good means fake feeling good. So feel as shitty as you do now, but feed yourself positive thoughts and or fake feeling happy to the outer world. Basically deny how you're really feeling and just, there's this idea of, I'm struggling. It's like you're being told to fake it, and most people don't like to fake emotions, especially when they're feeling shitty, and that's natural and effortless, and there has to be effort put forth to then fake being positive. And there are a lot of people out there that I think actually embrace that idea of feeling good, and then they do exactly that. They fake feeling good. They tell themselves, I'm happy. They think about things that they should feel grateful for and tell themselves that they're grateful for them when they actually don't feel that way. There's no genuine feeling of feeling good or no genuine feeling of well-being. The idea is not to do that stuff. The idea is to actually find a way to feeling good without the thing. I have a lot of videos on this channel about that, because I think step one to doing this, to feeling good without the thing that you want, which is, sort of the first step, I think, as I was saying, to manifesting it if it's been eluding you. Or really, for a lot of people, realizing that thing was never, it was kind of like the thing that you were holding as your happiness, your potential happiness, so that thing existed, so that your potential happiness existed out there somewhere, so that whatever state you're currently in, you could just say, well, I'm chasing after that thing. Eventually, I'm going to get that thing, and then, I'll be happy. My happiness is out there. It's not hopeless. I'm not just going to feel this way forever. I think it can be really difficult to even take the first step, and maybe it's not a great idea for some people. I don't know. I'm not a mental health expert, but I think it can be really difficult to take that first step even of admitting to yourself that that's what you're doing, that this thing that you want, that you think is going to provide you with all this happiness, is really just something that you're using to essentially stay right where you are, not move into the work of getting to a better place without an outer thing supporting that, to keep you from feeling hopeless, like there is no happiness to be had for you no matter what. I think taking that first step takes a lot of courage, because it leaves you with, well, what now? Because I still don't feel good, and now I realize that nothing out there is going to make me feel better. That's a scary place to be. But I think it's the first step towards getting to the point where you are actually able to become aware of what you do have in your life that you're absolutely ignoring right now, that does make you happy, to getting to the point where you resolve the underlying beliefs you have that are causing you to experience your life in a certain way that makes you not happy. It's the first step for all of that, because the idea is to genuinely start to feel good. It's to genuinely become all right exactly where you are, which, it's ironic in a way, I guess. It's, what's the word? I'm not sure that's the right word. Look, you get the things you want so easily when you are assessing their value appropriately, and when you understand what they're going to do for you or not. It's the thing that you're trying to get. Look around you. Other people are probably getting it really easily. Whatever it is. Other people have what you want effortlessly. Lots of people. It's because it's not that hard to get. It's only hard for you to get. And What other reason could there be for that besides your mentality? If you took one of those people, if you took, let's say if you took a person who effortlessly generates money, if you took their brain and slapped it into your body and your circumstances, do you think that they would stay where you are? They wouldn't. They know how to create that thing. They know the right orientation. They have the right expectations. It's you, it's your mind, it's your set of beliefs and how that translates into behaviors, decisions, choices, perceptions. What I think is funny is, my guess is that the vast majority of people who are like in a dire financial situation have probably had numerous people throughout their lives tell them point blank the exact thing they need to do to get out of that situation, but they don't hear it. It's just completely blocked out by their own beliefs and their own mental state. It's not that hard to get the thing you want. So starting down this path of feeling good, getting to the point where you feel okay in the absence of the thing that you want, to the point that you don't feel the lack of it, it's really all there is here. It's really all there is here. Nothing that you get out there is going to fix it. It's nothing that you get out there is going to make you happy. And so, I've been listening to Esther Hicks a lot, as I've mentioned on here. I just, about, maybe 5 months ago now, one of her lectures shuffled on to my YouTube app when I was just like doing something else, and I listened to it and I just thought, holy shit, she is like really laying out the truth here. Everything she's saying is true. This is like a rewording of my personal experience and filling in like the gaps of things that I didn't quite understand about how things had happened for me. And it was like all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I need to listen to everything that she says, everything I can get my hands on, because I know like that 75% of what I'm hearing, I know experientially is true. So I got to get the other 25%. Like, what's the stuff that I'm missing? What's the stuff that I don't know yet? So I've been listening to all of her stuff, and it's really great because, like I was just saying, a lot of my experience is hard to put into words. And one of the things that she says about this thing, about getting from this low point to a place where you actually feel good and there's a sense of well-being, is that you don't just go from being like depressed or dejected or feeling like absolute trash about yourself to feeling amazing, or to, that doesn't happen. It doesn't, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you just hear something and you are so inspired and it's so mind altering that you leap, and that's amazing, but that's like a gift when it happens. For most people, what is going to happen is as she says, you're going to reach for the next best feeling thud. And sometimes from depression, that's anger. That's like sort of righteous indignation. You hear so much about not being a victim in this community. You know what? If you're like totally depressed, getting righteously angry and feeling victimized is a step up from that. So do that. Whatever is a step up from where you are, you just want to kind of move up the ladder, because the next best thing is reachable from wherever you are. You can climb that ladder and get to the point where eventually you're at a state of equilibrium, neutral. And that's where you can sort of start to go up and start to feel empowered and feel hopeful and feel positive anticipation about stuff. This is not about faking it, and that's what I wanted to say. I think that the real issue that people have with that is because immediately it feels like you're being asked to fake something. You're being asked to feel a way you don't feel. And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to fake feeling happy when they feel like shit. It's not about that. It's about genuinely intending to and making the effort to feel better. For real. When you're in a state of feeling pretty good, a lot of the components that go into this manifestation stuff are just already there. That's why it's so much easier. When you're already in a state where you mostly have positive expectancy for your life, because you've trained yourself that way, because you've moved up that emotional ladder, that, getting out of that dark hole, you're already in the state where all of these components of things working cooperatively with the right timing to show up for you, or for you being able to perceive them when they're there, that stuff is already there. It's like you move to a place where manifesting what you want is natural. That's why getting to the point where you feel good does legitimately produce outer just unexpected, a lot of the time, positive manifestations and things just working out for you. It's not, this is not one of those throwaway issues at all. It's really kind of the central core to everything. So many miserable people out there saying, yes, you can manifest shit while you feel miserable. And of course you can, because miserable people can live their whole lives being miserable, and they get stuff. But why would you want to do that? Why would you be so dedicated to your own misery that you argue against the concept of feeling better? It doesn't make any sense to me. It never has. I'm pretty sure I've got videos on this channel from over 3 years ago now saying this exact thing. Somebody accused me of being inconsistent the other day. Go F yourself. I have been consistent from day one. This is what it is. I'm talking about the truth from my experience here. This isn't some reinterpretation of a book. This is how I have manifested everything. And it's, I'm seeing it from both sides, from the side where I've been very successful, and from the places where all of this stuff is really getting a light. It's really being illuminated for me. Like with, where all of my negative expectancy still is and how that's playing out. I've got a front row seat to this stuff because I have these close relationships in my life, and I've seen how, where I'm at with that stuff and how my thoughts about people seem to affect them. It's pretty crazy. I was always somebody who left people alone entirely and didn't really think that, I affected them. And I thought for a long time that my own personal negative thoughts about other people were just kind of mine, and that I was really good at not allowing that to affect my behavior. But the thing is, with your thoughts and especially your feelings, they affect your behavior. You're not aware of so much of your behavior. You're not aware of the tone of your own voice a lot of the time. You're not aware of your facial expressions a lot of the time. When it comes to other people, they are very sensitive to you and what you're thinking. And that becomes very clear when you become aware of this stuff and start seeing, it's really obvious. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that from my own personal experience, and to say also that, not even 5-6 years ago, I would have balked at this idea, because the idea of being happy without the thing that I was holding as this sort of like beacon of salvation for myself, the idea of not getting that and still being happy was just, I would not have it. I would not hear it. Just get out of here. I'm not trying to hear that shit. I will feel good when I have legitimately set up my life so to be something that I can feel good about. Nope. Set it all up. Got everything all perfect, and it turns out that it wasn't the answer for me, and it's not the answer for anyone. It's all you. It's all in the inner world. That's the only place where there's any permanence, and that's the only place where you can generate a true sense of peace that is untouchable by the outer world. And the sooner you start doing the work there, the happier you're going to get, the more satisfied you're going to get, the easier it's going to be to get all the things that have been eluding you, And the easier it'll be to enjoy them, and you'll see that they weren't what you thought they were, but that they're still valuable, and that there's still lots of value in the experiences of the world to some degree. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I hope that helps somebody. Have a great day.